trying not to have a bunch of cuts for editing, but I'm gonna have to because I can't think of what to say.
Yep, that's me. About to embark on the experience of a lifetime. Let's head over to Norway. Norway is just one of those magical travel destinations that my friends and I had on our list for a very long time. And earlier this year, we finally had the chance to get out there and see it.
We finally made it here in Norway. Spending the night in Oslo before we get started on the amazing week ahead.
Let's get this show on the road.
There's Austin. And there's Derrick.
What's up?
It's gonna be lit.
Our first full day in Norway consisted of us embarking on about an 8-hour drive.
Alright, day 2. We are on this long, windy road to Bergen. It is beautiful, the scenery that we get to see along the way. We're actually on our way to something really cool.
And that something was Vordingfossen, one of the nicest waterfalls you can see in Norway.
That right there is Vordingfossen, beautiful waterfall in the middle of southern Norway. I think I'm going to send my drone down there to get some better shots.
While day 2 basically was exclusively driving, our next day finally got us to start exploring the nature, which is what we came for.
We're now starting day 3. This was our big hiking day. Picked a wonderful day to do this. It's coming down.
We're on the ferry.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this ferry across a little stream. Gonna hike Mount Samlin. See what it has to offer in this beautiful weather. That's what you get on trips. You don't really get to choose the weather you get. You just have to make the most out of it. So let's find out what this hike has for us.
And as expected, it pretty much rained the entire hike. It was really nasty, the ground was saturated, we were saturated, but honestly, these are the experiences that really make lasting memories. The Mount Samlin Trail is also known for having tons of blueberries that you can pick and eat along the way.
This trail is said to have fresh blueberries, and I know you're not really supposed to trust wild berries that you eat, but what's the worst that can happen?
After several hours of trudging through the marshland, we finally made it to the top. And unfortunately, it was pretty cloudy, so it blocked a lot of our view. But every few minutes or so, the clouds cleared up, and we got to see. What do you think? It was super windy up there, but I even took my drone out for a really brief little spin. I'd say it held up pretty nicely. Well, until I tried to call it home.
I got it on camera.
Wet wood is slippery.
'Twas a fun hike. We just headed back to Bergen to lick our wounds for the night and get ready for the next day.
Still recovering from yesterday's brutal hike. There was some blood, some sweat, even some tears. I think Austin probably cried a bit.
I did not. Almost died.
Or that was me, actually. But it was definitely worth it in the end. It's day 4, I think. We're packing up to head back to the other side of the country before we head up north. It's going to be another long day.
This was another driving day, not super eventful. We just made some pretty cool nature stops along the way. And just before arriving back in Oslo, we stopped in a town called Drammen. There's a really cool spiral tunnel that takes you to a really nice view of the city.
Today is day 4, I guess. I don't know. The end of today, another transition day with a lot of driving, super tired. But we're about halfway done with the trip, and tomorrow is a big one. We're finally moving up to the north, to Tromsø. What do you guys think so far?
It's lit. It's amazing. It's like a movie.
Yeah, we're making our own movie. That's why I brought this camera. Hopefully some better luck with the weather up there. Let's find out.
So we took the quick 2-hour flight up to Tromsø, which is that really small island right there. It's a really cool city. But we didn't waste any time. We hopped into another rental car and drove to our next hiking destination. It's called Brosmetinden, and it's a really short but rewarding cliffside hike with amazing views.
I enjoy these hikes that not necessarily have just a view at the end, but constant views throughout the whole thing. It's absolutely beautiful. Just enjoying ourselves in the bits between rain. This one's not too long, so let's see how far we get.
This one was unfortunately too short-lived, and right before I wanted to take my drone out, the rain really started coming down. Still one of the best parts of the entire trip. That night, we just stayed in a nice small village outside of Tromsø because we had yet another long day of driving ahead of us.
I think this is day 5. We stayed up a little late last night. Woke up a few times trying to catch the northern lights because they were very active, but we didn't get any views of them because it's really cloudy. But I still wanted to wake up early today and try to get some shots of the sunrise. It's not your standard sunrise because it's already kind of light outside, but we'll see what we can get.
Like I said, we got to stay in this really cool seaside village for the night. It was really peaceful and I wish we could have stayed longer, but we had to hit the road again on another 8-hour drive, this time to Lofoten.
Another day, yet another 8+ hour drive. When the views are like this, I really can't complain. Tonight could be the night. We are aurora hunting, and we're gonna see if we get some lights. Are y'all ready?
Yeah, finally.
The location we were staying in that night was perfect to see the lights because it was remote and there weren't a lot of lights. And I have some good news, but also some bad news.
Unfortunately, this camera is not getting good quality of the lights, but I will throw up what I have from my phone. We have the northern lights, and we're experiencing them. One of the greatest moments of any traveler's life.
So yeah, my camera skills are basically rock bottom, and that's why I have all pitch black shots. But after some tinkering with our iPhones, Derrick figured out some ways for us to get some pretty cool shots. Following the ethereal night that we had, the thrills continued the next day as we planned one of the coolest hikes in Norway called Reverie. It's a constantly steep stair climb that wears you out, but as you're about to see, the views are absolutely worth it.
In the middle of the Reverie hike, it's pretty open the whole way, so you can pretty much see the entire view as you walk up all these steps. But I bet the view at the top is going to be one for the books.
The elevation gain is 12:15.
We're almost there.
Alright, we're at the city of Brine. Just did the Stairmaster for about an hour and a half. They say the hard part's going down, but I don't know. Coming up is pretty hard.
Yeah, yet another hike. Just epic views. So easily accessible in a place like this. Everywhere you go, you're going to find something that you just fall in love with.
Views like this are a dime a dozen in Norway.
Gotta come back here. If you've never been here, you gotta be here.
Of course, had to play with the drone a bit amongst these incredible views. That was pretty much our whole day. We headed back to the Airbnb to rest because the next day we had to hit the road yet again for another 8-hour drive back to Tromsø. On the way though, Derrick booked us a cool little detour. Saunas are a really cool thing to do, especially in Scandinavia. They're therapeutic and relaxing, they're healthy, they get rid of toxins. I guess it's like a mini vacation from your vacation. And of course, the best way to top off the heat and sweat is to jump off the roof and plunge into the cold water. It was about 7 degrees Celsius or 44 Fahrenheit, by the way.
It's not too bad, huh?
Alright, here we go. Oh crap.
It's a weird sensation, like you instantly go numb, and you can feel your survival instincts kick in and try to get you out of the water as fast as possible. That was fun.
Oh man.
Like I said, that night we made it back to Tromsø, and we had one more full day in Norway, so we just relaxed and explored the city a little bit. There were a couple cool things left for us to see. There's a gondola that takes you to some awesome views of the city, so of course we hopped on. And that was our awesome trip to Norway. Impossible to summarize in just a few words. Really impossible to describe in any amount of words at all. I know there's nature and people and food in all parts of the world, but the more I travel, the more I experience different feelings and sensations from each different place I go. Every different country and community has its own history and story to tell if we're willing to listen, and I think we can learn a lot from people that live life differently than we do. I know I'm extremely blessed and fortunate to have the opportunities and be able to do the things that I do, and I don't take any of it for granted. In fact, I think I appreciate it even more the more I do it. I think it's cliche for me to say at this point, but I think this is yet another trip that's changed my life. I can only hope it makes me a better person, and I hope sharing this with anyone who's willing to watch it can bring some positivity into your life as well. I make these videos to remind myself of the blessings that I have, and if I ever need to remember the goodness that's in this world, and I hope I can be a small part of that. Thank you, Norway, for everything, and I hope we can meet again.